My husband cheated on me with my sister. They laughed when they kicked me out. 3 years later, they were begging at my door. 3 years ago, I thought I had the perfect life. I was married to my college sweetheart, Daniel. We had been together for 8 years. I trusted him completely. And I adored my younger sister, Lily. I worked long hours as a software engineer while Daniel claimed he was building a business. Most of the bills came from my salary. The house bought with my savings, the car paid for by me, but I never complained, because that's what family does, or so I thought. Everything changed on my birthday. I came home early carrying a cake. I wanted to surprise Daniel. Instead, I found him in our bedroom, with my sister, half-dressed, laughing. At first, my brain refused to process it. Then Lily looked straight at me and smiled, not embarrassed, not guilty, smiled. Daniel sighed dramatically, like I was the inconvenience, like I was interrupting them. Then he said the sentence that destroyed my marriage. "We were going to tell you eventually." Tell me what? That my husband was sleeping with my sister. That they had been betraying me for months. I broke down. I cried. I begged for an explanation. Big mistake. Because when cruel people see weakness, they enjoy it. Lily crossed her arms. Daniel deserves someone prettier. I felt physically sick. Then Daniel added, "You've become boring." 8 years, reduced to that. The next few weeks became a nightmare. My parents sided with Lily. Apparently, she had convinced everyone that Daniel and I were already having problems. Nobody cared that they had cheated. Nobody cared about the betrayal. My family only cared about avoiding drama. Then came the final betrayal. Because the house was legally under both our names, Daniel manipulated the situation and forced a sale. I lost almost everything. And my parents let Lily move in with him. They started playing happy family while I rented a tiny apartment. That night, I sat alone on a mattress on the floor. No furniture, no family, no husband, no future. I remember staring at the ceiling thinking my life was over. Then something changed. I stopped crying and started planning. For the next 3 years, I worked harder than I ever had before. I took extra certifications, started a software consulting business, built an app, then another, then another. The third one exploded, millions of downloads. Investors came calling. Within 2 years, I became a millionaire. Within 3 years, I became wealthy enough to retire if I wanted. I bought a beautiful mansion, paid cash. Meanwhile, life had other plans for Daniel and Lily. One afternoon, an old friend called me. "You won't believe this." Apparently, Daniel's business had failed, completely. The man who mocked me for being boring had lost everything. The house was gone. The cars were repossessed. Debt collectors were calling daily. Then Lily discovered Daniel had been cheating on her, with another woman, and another, and another. The same way he cheated on me. Shocking. Nobody saw that coming. A few weeks later, my doorbell rang. I opened the door, and froze. Daniel and Lily stood there, looking exhausted, broken, defeated. For a moment, nobody spoke. Then Lily started crying. "We need help." The audacity nearly made me laugh. These were the same people who destroyed my life. The same people who laughed while I lost everything. Now they needed help. Daniel stepped forward. "We made mistakes." Mistakes. Spilling coffee is a mistake. Sleeping with your wife's sister isn't a mistake. It's a choice. Then Lily dropped the bomb. Our parents